hell those medals?
I'll never tell. At least not while the sun's shining.
Hey, crotch rot. I'm gonna slurp my lifer's juice out of my own gum.
Yeah, I guess I should have gotten shots beforehand.
Good morning. I'm running a few minutes late. They could start the show without me, but
No, I told you I'm not doing this without you.
no, I mean you can start without me while I'm doing my things in the morning, just in case when I'm running behind like this. Because that once we go to KGRA, we got to start, even if you're off camera hiding. Just sit there quietly like this.
Yeah,
It's not stupid. I got to stay on schedule. Even if I'm running behind, the show has to stay on schedule. So, good morning, everybody.
Just stop running behind then. How about that?
How about I have some normal people in my life that don't fucking drive me crazy?
Too late. Stuck
Yep.
with me.
that's not a life worth living.
You're not the only one in
Exactly.
the attic last night. John was too. John was having trouble getting to sleep. I was having trouble getting to sleep. It was a rough night. Let's get into this. So, good morning, Penny. Penny was the first one in the house. She's got in the military. She would receive the expert chat badge. Let's see, Fish Belly. Who the heck is Fish Belly? I don't know.
That's a new one.
Yeah, greetings. Welcome to the show. It's Military Monday, so we're going to be talking about military stuff on this. Currently we're watching and talking about the show, The Terminal List with Chris Pratt.
Oh, how about the disclaimer?
Yeah. Need that one. Where's that at? Let me get that disclaimer. Is it even on here? I don't think it's on here. No, it's not on here. But we don't have any disclaimers now. Because once we load up something new, we have to take something down. It's like currently no military background. Because as much as we pay per year for this fucking service on StreamYard, they limit us for what we get.
Sucks.
Graphically. Even though there's plenty of room, they're just being jerks.
They want you to pay that extra fee for the.
Yeah, it's not like a 5-minute, $5 jump, $10 jump. It's like an additional $20 a month. It goes straight. There's no gradual. Like, would you like 10? A gig, 2 gigs, 3 gigs extra? No, it goes immediately to this next level. You have to pay this much more, and it's like, fuck you, StreamYard.
You just took down the 1899 background though.
There are new videos. So you put up something, you got to take away something. So I want to say good morning to everybody. Is we getting our list yet? Yes, excellent. Penny, Fish Belly, Bill Barkley from the deep south of Scotland. If you go too deep, it's suddenly England. Monkey Jeebus is here. Good day, Monkey Jeebus. Hello. Alex Moore, Shadow Dragon. Anybody else?
Dragon Ruse.
Dragon Ruse. Wow.
And Joe. Joe, hey. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Joe is here. Good morning, Joe. In case of emergencies, ask Joe to jump in if he's available. If I'm late, he can always cover for me. If John's not. Animal will just go. Anima just does this. Joe?
I can vamp.
Yeah, all you got to do is the first 20 minutes of the show is just talking.
Yeah, just talk to the chat and.
Yeah, you can hide behind your avatar. Hey, so good morning, everybody. Yeah, Military Monday. There's lots of things that can happen. And one thing it won't do is kill you. You will not. Well, that's not true. Somebody, they could say it killed you if you had a stroke on air or a heart attack. And then it goes, "Oh my God, the show killed him." Show's a murderer.
I just boost ratings.
I don't know if they have the premium, but the problem is, Monkey, what we discovered, we are unique to KGRA. They have never had anybody that had as many shows as we have. We have 9 shows a week. And we realized we can't be on their StreamYard. We have to keep our StreamYard because it would be utter chaos to do a show on their StreamYard because they have so many, hosts. If Bill does a show, I think he does 2 shows a week. I put ice in here, and it's got a mouthful of ice when I went to sip. There's nothing worse than unexpected ice in your mouth.
And there's a breach.
Whenever he mentions me, he always talking about the South. He's got a backdoor fixation. No, really? You think I do? I don't know.
Like, wouldn't you know that back door would trigger a trap door?
Yeah, and look.
And then, of course, this new one for coffee.
Meant to trick them into taking it. That way, see, they didn't know what they were drinking. I mean, with us, they would have put it in the coffee. What are you talking about? Oh, come on, man.
That's why I have quit drinking coffee and now drink nothing but this. By the way, Bill had a meeting. We got to eavesdrop on it with Fuel Up, saying that we want to have, as a team, we want to have a discount for buying more.
Or buying our first stuff.
What they're going to do is they're going to give us a key code each month that you can use one time because it's a 30-day supply. So they're going to give us a discount because I guess in the past they've had a problem with people like overusing it and then reselling the stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of sucks. I get that. Makes sense.
Not yet, Joe.
Wednesday,
February 1st.
February 1st is our first official day on KGRA with the shows, the channel. So we've just got everything in place now. Yay, look at that. Look, yay. Danny, I don't know if you're in the chat yet. Penny, you might want to tell him he had a copyright claim on his Sunday show.
Again?
Yeah, I don't know what that one's about. Let me go look at it real quick. Because I got to tell you, man, I'm sick to death of YouTube. I really am with their fucking behavior. They're just fucking. They hate creators. They really do. They have zero love for creators. We don't need to worry
about that anymore.
Well, we do sort of. I mean, we don't rely on it. Yeah, here it is. YouTube copyright claim was created for content in Dork Side of the Ring, episode 7. Copyrighted content was the AEW World Champion MJF throws pebbles at Ricky Starks from AEW.
Oh yeah, he showed a video.
Is that what it is? He's either got to mute it or remove it. Otherwise, the claim sticks with it, and they punish us every single time. I'm curious. Have we gone up at all in our numbers? Because every single time we get a claim, I notice it drops. Okay, we're up to. Okay, we're still getting subscribers. We're still getting subscribers. Where are we at? Yeah, we're up. Yep. Yeah, we're up 205 in the last 30 days. Subscribers. Nice. So it's better than it was. Where we weren't getting anybody. We spent months, like 4 months, not getting a single sub.
Yeah, that was weird. And then it made this huge jump.
It's humanly impossible. 5K.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that huge jump in numbers all of a sudden.
I've not yelled at him, Monkey. I just, I do need to ask him not come on high. We are going to KGRA next week, and I'm not going to have that on our shows. I don't want embarrassing stuff for the channel. People, it's already bad enough you got me.
No comment to that.
It was Monkey. It was a clip use. That's what John was just saying. Yeah. So, but anyway, it's it's Monday. Jesus Christ. Oh, great. And your cats are
Ladies
assholes.
and gentlemen, Rocket Kitty. Yeah, they have been assholes. That's why I went off camera for a moment. They knocked over their water. And
it's too bad they don't have a filter or a dart system to quiet animals down. Good morning, Vietnam. Sorry, I meant peace. Yeah, okay, Jacob. Good morning, Vietnam. Yeah, Robin Williams. Miss that guy. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Yeah, it's I thought it was a federal holiday, but I guess people are working today. I thought people got that day off.
It's a federal
What
holiday,
holiday?
but like they're still like the trash is still being picked up in the here in town because they voted not to observe it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, sweetie. I got to mute you because your cat's going psycho. It is really loud. Hey, if anybody noticed, I'm Rudolph today. I've got a red nose. And I wasn't paying attention the other day. And, I do this little thing every once in a while where I scratch my nose. Scratch, nothing really heavy. But I abrased my nose doing it. So I'm like Rudolph today. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. So anyway, I turn 35 tomorrow. Outstanding, dude. Yeah, happy birthday, buddy. Every month is Black History Month in my life. And it should be with every American. So it should always be like every year, Black History Year. It's like, because I'm always going into stuff with Keith or, on my own, just, researching and studying Black history. And
I like what Morgan Freeman says about it. About that it's not, it's just history.
Yeah, it's just history. American history is American history, and American history isn't complete without Black history mixed in with it because it's part of it. Absolutely 100%. And it's not a small part. It is a large part of our history.
It is.
That's a possibility. I know Odyssey was one of them I looked into. There's another one that actually they're switching to over at KGRA. And if it works as well, I'm going to watch when they use it. And if it works as well as I think it will and costs less, then I will consider switching us over. But until they've got a more manageable system, which is one of them they're looking at doing at KGRA, we decided during a meeting, it's probably smart to go ahead and continue with ours because it's just we have too many shows. And when I say too many, not too many like, oh my gosh, that's too many shows. You need to, but actually what they mean is too many shows to not create chaos over on StreamYard for them. That 70s Rock Fan is doing a military show this afternoon. We're doing the film Southern Comfort. That's a great film. I love that film. Very, very good film. It's on my list of favorite films. Though, despite that, there are huge issues with it. Hollywood issues with some of the stuff they do within the film. But Brian James is in it from Blade Runner. Keith Carradine, Powers Booth. It's a great cast, actually, to be honest with you.
It's Deliverance without the rape scene and the kid on the banjo.
We would have had trouble winning the Revolutionary War without specifically the Oneida tribe. They're one of the tribes on the East Coast, and if not for them, we would have lost George Washington and everybody at Valley Forge. They would have starved to death and frozen. The Oneida tribe trudged through hundreds of miles of snow on foot to bring food to the starving troops at Valley Forge. That's a fact. They were starving. Have you read All of God's Dangers, The Life of Nate Shaw? No, I have not, Fish Belly. I have not. I'm going to put that on the list. Let me go. I'm going to go to Amazon right now. Look that up. It's called All of God's Dangers. Let's go find it. And it's by Nate. Who was it? Nate
Shaw.
Nate Shaw. Okay. Yep, here it is. All right. Oh, look at you. There's a hardcover copy. Not available. Not available. Not available. Not available. What is this? The audiobook's available though. And it's the unabridged version. Okay. All right. I'm going to add that to my. Oh, there is. Yeah. Okay. So I can find a hardcover copy. Add that to my cart. There we go.
What was it called? All of God's.
All God's Dangers. No of in there. All God's Dangers. The Life of Nate Shaw. Written by Nate Shaw, and Theodore Rosengarten is the compiler. Oh, do we lose? Yeah, she's probably having problems with kitties. Yeah, those kitties, they get rambunctious sometimes, man, and they just dominate that room. Frozen, like, do you want to build a snowman? What are we talking about? My aunt was full-time National Guard and was an advisor. Yeah, they're actually, people don't know that, Joe, that they think, oh, it's in National Guard and Reserves, it's just all part-time soldiers. Like, no. My late ex-wife was active duty reserves. She's full-time, and then she just went full Army. Better chance of advancement. It's slower in the Reserves and National Guard to advance. Your ranking up is only occurs with available slots. One of the many little problems of being in the National Guard Reserve. Yep, Wi-Fi issues. Not kitties. Not kitties. Wi-Fi. Now, it'd be ironic that if it was the kitties that caused the Wi-Fi problem, then it's a kitty problem.
Yeah.
But we are at the 18-minute mark. We're almost at 20 minutes. So I'm going to consider beginning the show. And I don't know if our favorite site is available yet. One of our favorite sites has been down. Oh, it's up now. Oh, yay. Anima, when you come back, our favorite website is up. So I can actually pull this up now. So terminal list. What a great show this is. And watching it with Anima again, this is fun going through this show again. And I pointed it out. There's a scene in this week's episodes where he does that right turn. They're coming out of the building. They're on that. They're going after a bad guy. But in the process, they end up doing a rescue mission, a hostage rescue mission. And Anima saw it when it's so quick. It's so quick that anybody without a trained eye wouldn't have even noticed what Chris Pratt did.
Oh, the right turn.
He does that fucking perfect right turn with a weapon. And I showed her, I said, I pointed, see how he's holding his weapon? The left hand, your controlling hand. That's your control hand. how he's holding the weapon, proving once again what I'm talking about is that you want your hand you don't want to just grip the fucking forward grip on a weapon. You need a forward pistol grip, or you hold your hand against the magazine load, and because you want that control for your quick turns. And he did a sharp right angle turn in, I think it's episode 4, as I recall, right? Enema?
Yeah. Oh.
That was
Yeah,
episode 4. And it's
Episode
so
4.
quick. It goes by so quickly, but untrained eyes wouldn't be looking for it. But, I work for fucking Dale Dye. I learned to look for shit like that. It's important. I've been working for him since 2006. You realize that? I've been working for Dale Dye for 17 years.
Yep.
And he still hasn't fired you?
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I will never retire from that job. I'll be working for him and I'll be like, well, here we are, about done with your artwork, Julia. And she'll go, oh, did I pay you this week? And I'll go, no. Taking advantage of senility. No, you didn't pay me.
Oh, you totally would.
I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife again last night. One nitpick, Echo 1. Why did Egon downgrade it back to its original film status when in the second movie they upgraded the vehicle? Because Ghostbusters Afterlife is technically a sequel to Ghostbusters, I think is the real answer to that. Look, man, Dan Aykroyd loves Ghostbusters too. But most serious Ghostbuster fans have problems with Ghostbusters too, because they switch shit up in the film to fit in with the cartoon. And those of us who are diehard movie fans were like, hey, wait a minute. Janine was after Egon.
Yeah.
And it was sillier. The movie is sillier. The premise is sillier. It's a sillier film. Whereas Ghostbusters, the original, is a more dramatic, serious film. That the comedy comes straight from reaction, not from shtick. There's no shtick in Ghostbusters. We got a breach.
Open your back door, baby. Loosen your hinges, I'll show you my key.
Thank you, Martin.
It has ectoplasmic slime that causes a dancing Statue of Liberty is probably a little far off the reservation for a good Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, I was so annoyed by that.
Hello, Sax.
She's just a single girl in town looking for a good time. Bill Murray. Ghostbusters 2 makes the same mistake a lot of sequels do. The characters ended up in a positive direction. In one, so fail right after the. Yeah, I know. The whole relegated to birthday parties. I always thought that was stupid. So, good morning, Kingsport Cal. Joe's Atmosphere, our good friend. Jacob the Critic, a good friend of mine. Six is here. Good morning, Six. WAP is here. I hate using that word. And then Zax is here. Good old Kyle. Kyle is here.
Is that also a new guy?
I don't know who that is. And Shanatsky's here too, because he said the Ghostbusters 2 thing.
Two names I haven't seen before.
I'm looking for WAP. Look at WAP's. He's got Rick as his avatar. One of the Ricks. So good morning, everybody.
Let's get into it.
Draw the line at haunted Statue of Liberty dancing through Manhattan. Yeah, I do, Monkey. I do.
Yeah,
I do. And
it wasn't. It was animated by emotion.
Yeah, emotions. Officially, she was the first emo girl. Yeah, I went there. Fuck you. So, Decepticon's Cave of of comics and toys. You changed your name. Okay. All right. You guys always shock me a little bit when you change your names, because then I go, wait a minute, that doesn't roll off the tongue the same way. But good morning, everybody. Let's get into this show. By the way, F Movies is up. Anima.
Nice. It never was down over here, so that's a US problem.
Oh, now you're just bragging.
Of course. Some things are good in my third world country. Like nobody cares about pirates.
Oh my God, it's like exhausting. I'm trying to get this to play. Oh, come on. What is this thing doing?
Yeah, Shanetsky, I was up all night too, so it feels like morning for me, even though it's past 5 p.m.
It's been a rough night for everybody. Yeah, I'm not going to get this to play. So let's get into this. Episode 3. We're finally going to get into episode 3.
Finally.
How does it start? It starts with him. I can't remember. I don't have the video to run to because it's not loading.
Oh, that sucks.
Isn't he burning the stuff on the beach with
Ben? Yeah, burning stuff on the beach because he killed the NCIS agent.
He's killing
NCIS,
all his info.
The NCIS prick, and he was involved.
Yeah,
like a split second before he shoots him, he basically says an answer that shows that he's the guy.
Gives him a name.
Mm-hmm.
Call it Aegon.
And
Agnon.
So he's burning the info he has on Holder because he doesn't need it anymore, and starts collecting info about Agnon.
Well, it's all about, it's what I do with Vindicated. It's like never create a paper trail that police can follow. And that's not just for doing this for the show. SEALs do that. They clean up their own brass. If there's brass left behind, it was done intentionally to confuse. It's really neat the way he did what he did. And now he's at the beginning of the show, he's hanging out with Ben on the beach, burning evidence of what was done.
He's not on the beach. He's burning it in the
It looked like a beach shot.
In his house.
Oh, is it his house?
That's at the end of the episode. They're on the beach.
Okay. So what happens next after he burns it?
I don't take notes for this one because you do this video walkthrough. So no,
you didn't take notes.
And I asked him how he wants to discuss the show, and he was like, he told me, "No, we'll just talk about it." So
he's packing up his go bag, so he's got a shotgun, his scope rifle, all that stuff. And they're going after Saul, who's played by Sean Gunn.
Yeah.
You get to see almost naked, which is a scary thought.
It is. It really is.
There we go.
Yay. See? In his house.
Yeah, I was misconstruing the scene because there is a scene with Ben.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. That's my fault.
Hold on a second.
Man, I watched too much stuff. It's been only a week since we saw that episode, and I can't do a scene by scene without notes, apparently.
There we go. Nope, not going to help. Got to take the branding down. Martin, would you?
Okay.
So we see him burning stuff.
This one?
Yeah. And then we see he adds Saul Agnon to the list, his terminal list.
Yes.
And goes onto the computer and starts looking up who he is. And there's Sean Gunn. That's James Gunn's brother. Prints out this information. And he's creating a hit packet.
A new target package, yeah.
And then we cut to the Secretary of Defense. And she's having one of her meetings. Do we recall what happened in this scene?
I barely see what this scene is.
Well, anyway, she's having one of her meetings, and we cut back to him getting his gear together.
Yeah,
And
she's pushing for mandatory retirement and better treatment of the special operators.
Veterans.
Because she's pissed that how does she put it? Special interests are more important than special operators.
Mm-hmm. This is something I've complained about, that without forced enlistment, we have a problem, which is you're getting guys doing something that's never been done in the history of the United States. Multiple deployments into combat. Unless you are a lifer, this just doesn't happen. And we're pushing guys who shouldn't be lifers into being lifers. And these guys are going into more tours of combat than we've ever seen historically with the military here. And I agree that forced retirement should exist for people who've seen too much combat, or simply, no matter how good they were, there has to come a point where we stop deploying these guys because we're breaking them.
They say in one scene that the character Pratt plays, Reese, has been on 8 tours, and that's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So, I understand her position on this. So, what was the outcome of that meeting? I can't remember. This is why I can't believe I said not to take at least minimum notes on these things, like the point of certain things. So we cut to
this is where he's packing up
to go, preparing to leave the country. Now, if you guys didn't realize who this is Constance Wu.
Wu, yeah.
She got into a lot of hot water with she pissed everybody off as an actor. First, she acted like a prima donna on a movie set. She had a rental and brought her untrained dog in there, and the dog shit everywhere in this condo.
Ugh.
While she was on set. She let it shit everywhere. Then she acted like a prima donna on the show. What is it called? A really good show. I love the show. Fresh Off the Boat. She was the mom on the show. And when the show got renewed, she got upset about it and got renewed again. And it pissed everybody that she worked with off. It pissed the Asian community off, the way she was acting. And it was right around the time she was in that movie, Rich Asians Getting Married.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, that movie. She just had a series of bad behaviors. And she has since gone on to act victimized by her bad behavior. But the fact is, I always feel bad for somebody when they get canceled over being stupid in public. And she got canceled. And this show is her return to acting because she left for a little bit. She took a break because her career took a hit. Her personal life took a hit. She left. I think she even left Twitter for a while. But it's kind of nice to see her back because I think she's a good actor. She really is. So to see her in this part is nice. And she nails the part of this reporter who's got problems. She's, she should understand that. And
I'm sorry. She's an absolute asshole today.
I don't want to mute you if you want to. When you're not talking,
if she goes crazy,
No, just go ahead and mute because you don't know. You're not going to predict when she's going to do it. You cannot predict when she's going to be a little shithead and go Rocket Kitty.
True.
just when you're going to talk. Just unmute when you're going to talk. Constance Wu takes on this role, and she's nailing the part. And we see her here where she's having a meeting or setting up to have a meeting with her current boss, who's kind of a dickhead. He would have been kicked out of that mock casino for doing what he did.
Yeah.
And she's given information on what she believes is going on here. And she is at this point now in utter belief of everything about Chris Pratt's character because of that shootout. And once she sees what's going on and sees that there was a hit package in that guy's possession,
but she also knows about his brain tumor.
So. Yeah.
Yes. Which he doesn't know about yet. He doesn't know yet.
That's about to happen, yeah.
I didn't think the shootout had happened. I thought the shootout happens in this episode.
Oh, maybe it is this one. Well, we've watched this. I've watched this over and over again, and we were supposed to talk about this 3 weeks in a row. And we're finally getting to this fucking episode. So
this is it right here.
That's right. This is it here. This is the shootout.
He texted her to ask for a meeting.
This is where she's convinced.
Yeah.
Got to have minimal notes of these episodes.
I will do from now on. Promise.
Yeah. I don't know why I said that. That's ridiculous. I understand it with that Rig show because it doesn't need it, but this show, going through this episode by episode, is ridiculous. Why I would say that, I don't know. So
they swap places. She's sitting with the back to the wall, and he just tells her, "Yeah, I need that seat," because he needs his back to the wall.
This is common for combat trained guys. We don't like sitting with our back to a room or to an open door. So
that's when she tells him about the tumor. She shows him his medical files that she got with his permission, but he doesn't believe it, even though the timestamp fits and everything. But he's like, "Yeah, no, that's not me."
Yeah, he believes that it's faked.
Yeah, I had my doubts.
And of course, the reason it's not fake is they never had a chance to get to it.
Yeah.
This is the raw data. She got it straight from the medical people before
and
anybody saw it.
Yeah.
And his eyeballs are darting around, always moving, checking his environment.
And he sees something.
Yep. He says, "We got to go," because he saw the dude walking up in a reflection. And he tells her to look.
When
she doesn't see it.
No, because a woman has gotten up and is blocking her view. So she's like, you're seeing things. You're seeing things.
Yeah. Like I said, up to this point, up to last episode, we were doubting him. And now her character needs to be convinced. And this is the moment where he starts looking around. She just thinks he's having a paranoid schizophrenic moment.
Yeah. And she asks him, "Why are we running?" And he's like, "Oh, we're not running." And he backs up into that car.
Yep, and that dude comes up behind him in his little Charger, and he bounces out of the vehicle quickly with the gun. He doesn't fire first; the other guy fires first.
Yeah,
and then he empties into the and you see blood on the windshield. He nails this guy good.
Yeah, magazine.
Then he goes into the vehicle, does a mag dump,
and checks for a wallet, and it's empty, of course, because that's it.
Yeah, no ID. And then, of course, he grabs
the target package.
The target package is in there. He grabs that, leaves, and we find out that's also captured on CCTV later.
In the 4th episode, yeah.
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 And then they go off to a parking garage overlooking the scene. I thought that was neat. And he abandons the vehicle and is
for an older one?
Getting an old pickup truck. And the reason why is you want something that has no technology in it.
Yeah.
You want something pre-1980, So he's stealing an old pickup truck.
And telling her to go into hiding. They need to lay low now.
And he gives her a weapon. That's the weapon he's handing to her. I think it's his service weapon. I can't recall.
No, it's just a normal Glock.
Yeah, so he hands that to her, tells her, he wanted her to go with him, but she's going to go off on her own. He's like, "Be careful, because you're on your own now, and they will target you. You are. I apologize." He apologizes to her. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but now you're targeted.
But she still wants to help because he told her what he found out about Agnon.
Well, she
that
can't
he's-
help her nature. She can't help her nature.
Yeah.
She's
And
an investigative journalist.
Before they had to run, he told her about Agnon being the VP of asset management of Capstone Industries. And before she leaves him there, before they part, she says, "Yeah, give me what you have on Capstone Industries."
That's right. He gives her a folder.
Yeah.
And then he just fucking leaves her. And then we go to meet this multi-billionaire who wants to be a tough guy, door kicker. So he trains with all these operators.
Well played by Jai Courtney.
Stephen Horn.
Jai Courtney's a good fucking actor, dude. He really is. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys are just actual military guys because they've got it down. The breaching scene.
Yeah.
And finally, when it's done, his timing was a little off. So he's like, "Come on, guys, expect better." You know,
he's a military bro.
He likes playing
military
about
bro.
Us. He's so crazy.
And this girl's, of course, taking his, readings and keeping a record of how fast his pulse and his breathing is and all that shit. Because this is what matters to him. He's a weird dude. He really is. And he's an operator wannabe.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen it yet, Anima. He gets his chance for real coming up.
I know he does. He's on the list.
So
after episode 4.
We now cut to what's that?
I was gonna say that Jeep looking thing behind it is a Resvani tank. I really want one of those, but they're like a couple $100,000.
Yeah, they aren't cheap, man. Like, they have the run flats too. I don't know if these are run flats, but they come with the run flats. And if you don't know what a run flat is, look up a run flat, military run flats. They are fucking amazing. Oh, Psycho Cat's behind you there, Amelia. So, oops. We meet them, but we also see that they're being observed, as I recall. Isn't he watching them at this point? Or is he not doing that yet?
No, he's not. He's not watching them yet. No.
Okay. And there's Sean Gunn.
That's the other guys. That's the guys from that we saw with the Secretary of Defense.
Sean Gunn is basically Walter Hamada in this episode. Hey guys. And it's really funny because Jai's walking ahead of him. And Jai is walking ahead of him.
What he wants him to do. So
Jai is walking ahead of him and talking without turning around to talk to him. It's very dismissive what he's doing. And it reaches its peak of dismissiveness when he gets to the door. He shuts the door in his face as the two guys turn to be guards at the door. And he realizes, man, this guy is just fucking shitting all over me. And then finally goes, okay, you can come in now.
That was so
it just makes he's just standing there, forced to wait to come in. Just waiting. Finally.
The other guy, Stephen Horn, he knows exactly what this is going to be about because he's whining about a job that he wants him to do and he doesn't want to. And that job is to sell Nubellum pharmaceuticals. And I don't know why, but he doesn't want to do it.
Okay, they only hire ex-military for scenes in movies. Well, Buffy didn't. 24 did. One show tried to make me cut my hair, but I refused, so I got paid more keeping people away from the helicopter. That's funny.
And now he shaves his head.
And now he shaves his head, so don't you feel silly. But that's actually a cool story. By the way, Constance Wu, it's Wu, W-U. I'm getting her mixed up with Constance Zimmer, who voiced Strong Arm in Transformers Robots in Disguise. Oh, okay. Keely Chow is here, by the way. Hi, Keely. Anybody else drop in? How many tours of Congress before you can retire? That's a good question. And I think that, I think it needs to be a case-by-case situation in reality.
You only have to do one term and you get the retirement package.
One tour?
Yeah, one term as a congressman.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm tours.
Well, it says how many tours of Congress. He said tours of Congress.
I don't know. Maybe
that's right, Dragon Bricks.
That's mixing. That's mixing your metaphors, man. They don't do tours.
I think chat is running bets right now if we get to do 2 episodes.
I would say that the phrasing on that one was how many tours before Congress forces them to retire, because that's what we were talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's what was meant to be said there. And I think that it's every soldier that's in combat needs to be psychologically evaluated. And by board, it's called a med board. The med board process is a pain in the ass, but it's a necessary pain in the ass. My problem with the med board process is it used to take anywhere from a month to 6 months tops. Now it's going into a year or more for some of these guys. And this is rough on these guys, having to have their careers put on hold for any length of time.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the middle of the...
There we go. So we have this meeting with Sean Gunn as Agnon, and he's kind of telling him, we got a fucking problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and he calls him a psychopath, and that's when Stephen Horn says he's a fucking former SEAL commander, show some respect.
Yep. And this guy talks that way, but this guy is one of those, like you said, a bro. He just
he's a wannabe.
Fantasy. He has fantasy, and he has the money to feed that fantasy.
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
And so we end up with basically there's a stalemate situation, and Sean Gunn's character is going to have to deal with things, and he's got to go to a party where he's got to meet with
golf tournament. Yeah.
In
order to sell.
Where he's supposed to meet Ryberg, I think is his name.
And of course, here we see Chris in the motel. He's now on the lam. He's now on the lam because he is quickly going to become the FBI's most wanted in this show. Mm-hmm. He's working his way up the ladder. But he is absolutely going to weed out who did this and doesn't worry about justice system. He's going to dole out some personal justice.
That's why it's called the terminal list.
Yep. Well,
also because he's got a brain tumor. Terminal.
And now we've had that. One term of Congress, you can retire. Oh yeah. So you did mean it that way. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, Fish. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Look, there should be no such thing as a retirement package for fucking. It's not your goddamn job. Working as a politician shouldn't be your fucking job. You should have a day job that you can go back to. Term limits is what we need, not retirement package for these cocksuckers. I don't like politicians that go for the retirement. I don't care if they're libertarian, Republican, Democrat, born again, fucking whatever. There should be no such fucking animal. There should be term limits for politicians. Get in there. You're nothing more than a glorified civil servant, and that's all the fuck you are. And that they get paid what they get paid is insane. And then they can vote on giving themselves a raise.
Yeah.
No job offers that. Oh my God. I'm going to get fucking pissed again.
And then
they can having a flash. What, buddy?
And then they can buy actions in enterprises that they regulate.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why here in Springfield, Missouri, I'm taking such a stand because I know some of the guys in the media, and all of us pretty much agree, whether we're across the board conservative or liberal, we all agree that Springfield City Council is corrupt as fuck. You should not be allowed to sit on the city council if you own a business that can benefit from you sitting on that city council. Period. You're just asking for trouble allowing that. So anyway, so he's having a flashback, memory of his wife. He's always doing this. This is happening to him constantly throughout the show. These flashbacks.
And that's one that goes far back because she's pregnant with Lucy.
Yeah.
And it's again a day before he's being deployed. So.
Right. It's heartbreaking to watch this because a lot of the scenes when he's even having flashback, I don't think he's the flashback. He's having the flashback. We're seeing him looking at that moment in the moment with his current eyes. Look at his eyes there. That strikes me as what he's going through now. That doesn't strike me as what he actually went through in the moment when he's remembering the scene. Which is why you'll see him every once in a while. He'll be in a flashback and then he'll turn.
Yeah.
And he's reliving these moments and he's reliving them. So we're seeing him currently in the flashbacks. That's him now. And
and there goes the birds again.
Back to the motel, coming out of the flashback, and somebody is knocking at the door. Somebody ringing the bell. Do me a favor and open the door to let him in. That's a Wings reference for those of you who don't know who the fuck Paul McCartney is. Again, another flashback of my own, sitting in a restaurant right off campus at William & Mary down in Williamsburg, Virginia. And I'm eavesdropping on this loud conversation going on behind me. Yeah, can you believe it? Paul McCartney was in a band before his solo career. Yeah? What's the band called? Yeah, it's called Wings. I leaned up over the top of the seat, because it's one of those tall, high back seats. And I got up over the top and I said, he's in the Beatles. The Beatles. And then I looked at the two girls across the table. I said, do not sleep with this guy. Fucking Wings. Fuckhead. Anyway. So there's a knock at the door. Oh, it's Ben. It's just Ben. Don't worry.
Ben with important information and the burrito.
Yeah.
And a breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
The burrito's the thing he's most concerned about.
He inhales something.
Yeah, there he is chomping down on that thing. Oh my God, thanks for the burrito. I really needed that.
Yeah, so the info that Ben has for him is that Steve Horn is behind Capstone Industries. He owns it. And
that's what's his name?
that's the one.
Jai
What's his name? Yeah,
Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney. God, that guy's good.
The wannabe soldier. That's Steve Horn.
Yeah, he plays the wannabe. Nails it too. He sells it as a wannabe. He's just a dreamer. It's made of dreamers.
He has a project going on.
And there's that draw.
That could provide answers. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, once again, he's in the CIA. So he's using assets. He's using all sorts of things to help his buddy here. And there's that drawing that his little girl did of them.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, the drawing that he's doing the list on the back of.
Yeah. And he admits to Ben that some of his memories are completely clear and some are very fuzzy.
And he's basically making it clear that he's unreliable.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important what they're doing, collecting this information, because he can't rely on his own memories to, because they're layers. They're becoming layers, his memories. So other memories are polluting other memories. And when you do that, you can't trust yourself. That's good stuff, man. Let's see. Everybody, Dragon Bricks, did I say hi to everybody? Okay, I did. All right. Let's see. Anything new said in the chat that I show you? Sarcasm. Yeah, I got that one. And by the way, again, Fishbelly, welcome to the show, man. Good to see you. Hope you become a regular. I like that name too, Fishbelly. Yeah, Ben always has the good information. That's right, Dragon Bricks. Wait a minute, what's that? Do you even have burritos in HR?
Croatia. Yes, we do. We're not on a different planet.
If you have tortillas, eggs, and sausage, and salsa, and cheese, you got breakfast burrito. Yeah.
Yep.
So Ben's giving him the good information, helping him out here. He's his best friend.
Yeah. The second name he has for him is Marcus Boykin, who is a lawyer, and he hires hitmen all the way down to Mexico. And that could be the answer to who killed his family.
And I can't recall all of this discussion. Do you guys have any points on this?
I think I pretty much covered it, right?
Yeah, and he's going to go down and surveil Sean Gunn's character at the golf tournament.
Yep.
Yeah, right, because he can't. Reese can't, so Ben is going to check out what he's doing at the golf tournament.
Yeah.
Thank God the CIA gave him some time off.
Yeah.
So here we are at the golf tournament. And I got to look up something real quick. Because this one guy that's in the golf tournament, has been playing villains for a long freaking time. And the first time, I think his first show was The X-Files. And that's Paul McCrane. He plays the character. He plays the character Tedesco, which is a character in one of my books. But he's not the same character. But I like that name. Tedesco is the character is based on my buddy Shane Moore, whom you've all met now. Shane, of course, is half American Indian and half whatever American mutt. And but Shane, I made him in the book, the Vindicated book, and in St. Thomas. Tedesco is actually half Italian, half American Indian. And but he is absolutely based off of Shane Moore. But Paul McCrane is one of these dudes, man. It's just got, I'm going to see if I can capture this guy's face. And save. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'm going to leave the video screen for a second. I'm going to share this photo of this guy because you've seen him. This guy played a creepy character. He actually got to reprise his character in a second episode where he ends up dying. There he is, this dude right here.
Oh, yeah.
He always plays assholes. He played the surgeon that loses his arm in ER.
He is an absolute dick on that show. That doctor is such an asshole.
And he's so convincing. I used to believe I don't want to meet that guy because I think he's probably a prick in real life.
Very convincing.
But somebody told me that no, he's really a nice guy in real life. I'm like, okay, because he's really good at playing pricks.
A really good actor.
Do you remember he was Jack Bauer's evil brother?
No, I don't remember that because I got to be honest. I never watched 24. Not one episode. I made fun of it. I said, the show is called 24, meaning that it takes place in 24 hours. And every single episode, somebody gets kidnapped. That is humanly impossible.
Yeah, I know.
That somebody's kidnapped every hour of a day, a single day.
I watched the whole thing.
Here it's possible. Here in Mexico, that's possible.
Yeah,
that's
true.
why the movie Man
on Fire.
Man on Fire was switched from Italy to Mexico. Because in the book and in the original film, it was in Italy dealing with the mob. And they moved it to Mexico dealing with the cartels. And because kidnapping is it's a part of the economy of Mexico and really Central America. So let me get back to this. I'll share the screen. So yeah, that dude is in this scene. And you have seen this guy in so many different things, and he always plays an asshole. He has never played somebody nice ever in his career. He never played somebody. Now that's a beautiful fucking car right there. Look at that Corvette.
That's a nice vet.
That's before it really took on the shape that it became with the Stingray. It was just slightly. This was just simply like a competitor for a lot of the foreign sports cars. That's what they're doing here. And it's a beautiful car. It looks like a racing car. Because really it is.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And here we go. We see him out on the course. There's Sean Gunn looking he always looks so physically unhealthy because he's narrow shoulder. And a lot of people don't know he had one of those conditions with the inverted
sternum.
And he had surgery. You'll see the scars. Those were real scars when he's got him tied to the chair, trying to correct it. He has a very small bird cage. So they're having this thing here, and basically in the end, we'll just cut to the chase here. Sean Gunn's job here is to make a deal.
Yeah, he needs to sell Nobelum Pharmaceuticals.
Yep. And
to this guy Ryberg, so he's trying to get paired up with him for the golf tournament, but he isn't. He ends up with someone else. So to cut it short, he gets to the guy and invites him to a party, to a soiree that evening in a house that he's rented nearby. And
it's the house it's his place that he's rented, Sean Gunn. And I love the end of the party when he does that. He's like, because the only reason that party is even happening is for the deal.
Yeah.
And
because Steve Horn is putting a lot of pressure.
There he is. There's that creep.
Do the deal.
Here's that prick. He's so good at playing pricks. He nails it.
I don't really get though. What's his role in this? What's his position?
He's one of those characters that I'm not sure.
Upper management, something.
He's upper management of the company or
really
a company that's
Paul
tied
McCrane.
directly.
Paul McCrane runs Nubellum. Remember?
Is that what it is? Because I had trouble understanding who he was. All I know is he has. He's not polite to Sean Gunn's character. That's all I know.
No.
He just sort of like doesn't like him.
Well, if he owns it, then he wouldn't be nice to him because he's not very good at doing his job.
Well, he sees this guy as a schmoozer, an elbow rubber. And that's really, I think, the way he treats him. What he doesn't understand is what ends up happening. And I like the scene when it happens. I don't want to spoil it. Let's get to it. So this is the build up to a party because he can't control the setting here in this golf course. People are distracted and he's a closer. That's what this dude is. He's a closer. He's also, I don't want to say a gopher, but he's one of those guys that people go to get shit done. He knows people as a networker, kind of like Kathleen Kennedy. Not really good as a manager, kind of sucks as a human being, but knows how to get the right person to the right job. Back when she
can make a mean cup of coffee.
Mean cup of coffee, I hear. Yeah. Thank God that's not a bun. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I hate man buns. I love it when Don fucks with me and says, "How's your man bun?" I'm like, "Fuck you. I have a ponytail. I have long hair and I want to keep it out of my face."
Ben is observing all this.
There he is watching. Doesn't look suspicious at all. Everybody's turned in another direction. He's the only one looking at that dude.
Yeah, his whole idea of a disguise is a golfing hat, Titleist hat, and sunglasses.
And people who don't, when they see that hat and don't know how to pronounce that, make me giggle. I've heard people called Titleist. No, it's
Titleist.
Do you not know anything about golf and golf balls? No. Okay, you can go away now. The thing about Sean Gunn's face doesn't match his body.
No.
He's got a neck and head that looks like it should belong to a more muscular body, and he's got this scrawny body. But then you find out it's from a medical condition, in real life.
Yeah.
And I think he's a very good actor. I do like him. I really do. And once again, he is the butt of the story that James told about that night at Six Flags in St. Louis, right down the road from us. and they were younger, and he was hemming and hawing about getting on this fucking ride. He was a little nervous about it, and this 12-year-old girl behind him says, "Come on, man, stop being a pussy. You're holding up the line."
Dude,
And
house.
what? Hey, 70s rock
Hi,
fans here,
Brian.
Brian.
Hey, Brian.
I love you, Dragon Bricks, but fuck you. Nowhere near it. There's a whole other process. Part of that process requires you to be a complete douche to want to have a man bun, and that process doesn't exist in door kickers and infantry military vets. You'll never catch that. You'll never catch that, buddy. But anyway, love your Bricks. Anyway, so Sean Gunn's got the party going. Here's the party. Oh, people are showing up. Look at that. We got a party going here.
No.
Oh wait, no, it's a restaurant. They're on the what do they call that? The 19th or whatever it's called.
19th hole.
Yeah, 19th hole, which is just a little bar.
He tries to talk to him again, and then he has this idea about the story and invites him and points to his house, and Ben sees that, of course. And gives all that information.
God, he looks like such a prick. Look at the way he holds his mouth. He looks like half the fucking senior officers I ever met in the military. You just look at him and go, "You're not really good at what you do. You got fired into this position." Because that's how you get ahead in the military, is either you're a good soldier or you're one of those guys that everybody fucking hates. And we were talking about that the other day. It's like when I had Mike on from Wounded Warrior Project, we were talking about
promoted out of the unit.
Get promoted out of the unit, and then one day that guy gets promoted as your fucking boss. That you fucking promoted out of your unit to get rid of him. Now he's your fucking boss. Yes, it happens all the fucking time. Because you can't fire anybody in the military. So here we go. And he looks like half of them. The dude with the little, I don't know what those hats, it's like a mini fedora. It looks so pretentious with that fucking hat on. And like, hey man, we're undercover. Take the goddamn thing off.
That's Ryberg. He's a billionaire.
Yeah. Rich cocksucker. And so he's talking about, I guess, the house where the party will be.
Yeah.
And he's watching.
Yeah, that's not suspicious at all.
Nope. Yeah, he's not even trying to blend. I question his abilities as an operative.
Not a very good CIA agent.
Not even try and blend in.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck these guys. Now, I do want to go back to that. You can see a hint of it here on the right-hand side, the camera crew. They had to angle it because of the sunglasses. To be able to shoot that and not be in his sunglasses. Ooh, nothing says California like those mountains. Francis Wu's Constance Wu's character. And this is when she's bugging out and she's going to go to her brother's place and his wife. Because the beach house.
Yeah.
And to hide out there.
And she's calling her boss, letting him, pretending that she was all wrong about the story, and she's dropping it, and she needs a couple of days. She's burned out, and he's like, "What the fuck? You're doing it again.
You're doing it again.
Out of a job."
This is, because that's why he was pissed at her in the first place.
Yeah.
But she's actually got a good damn reason. So now we see the Secretary of Defense and her assistant or whatever this dude is. And I'm trying to remember what he's talking about here.
Fontana. Yeah, he's like a...
he's trying to change her mind. But
yeah, not really. Lobbyist kind of character.
He's a lobbyist. Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know if he's a lobbyist, but he interacts. He's the guy that interacts with the lobbyists.
And he's not behind what she wants to do.
The retirement thing.
No.
Yeah.
And the reduction of deployments.
Yep. Because without a draft, this is where it leaves them. Because you have in the military, you have a backdoor draft. The backdoor draft has always kind of been there, but they didn't really use it quite as much until modern warfare, since the Gulf War and Afghanistan, where, because we don't draft anymore, we still have selective services. We have this situation where they will keep going to the National Guard and Reserves and bump them to active duty. They can do that.
Yep.
Because as it was said during my basic training, when they threatened us, and a lot of us were like, good, let's go. Send us. A bunch of us went straight to the senior drill instructors and said, we'll go. We're older. We're smarter. We know how to do this shit. We'll go. Send us. Don't send stupid young kids. Send us. We're older. Holland and I was one of my best friends in the Army. He was right there with me. That fucking ginger son of a bitch. I loved him. He had a limo business after the military. Then we lost contact. I hate that. But anyway, but the backdoor draft is what they rely on now. That plus multiple deployments of combat veterans. That's a problem. And like I tell people, they can break the Department of Defense knows how to train you to be a killer and knows how to utilize you as a killer. What they don't know how to do is how to protect you as a person and how to unbreak you once they broke you. So,
yeah.
And we don't want them. You don't want the Department of Defense in charge of that. You want civilians. We talked about this the other day. And even Mike at Wounded Warrior Project completely agreed with me. This always needs to be civilian run. Whoever helps veterans needs to be civilian and veteran run, not by the government, not overseen by the government. It should be funded by the government, but that should be just a check written and go do it and have no direct interaction, because we need these soldiers taken care of and helped reintegrated back into society to normalize them. Because one of the things we say in the military is welcome to the new normal. And it's never the same normal or even close to the normal you knew before. LSD can also fucking break you. If you have problems that are psychological and you introduce something like that, and we've seen it historically, that guys who had mental problems were given LSD and it made it worse. Especially guys who are borderline schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Because if you got schizophrenia and you were given LSD, you have just given more gravity to the voices. And that's a fact, scientific fact, medical fact.
Yeah.
So LSD can help. There's no question. LSD can help you when in a clinical setting, done in a controlled setting. But you got to be so careful with anything hallucinogenic that gets into the fucking chemicals of your fucking brain.
Yeah, it messes some people up, and others just think they're a bear and can't say the letter F. Yeah, in fact, I can remember one specific case, because I'm thinking about it and I can't remember the dude's name, that absolutely went off his fucking rocker because of LSD. Well, it wasn't just LSD. It was also, he was taking shrooms. And it just fucked him up. Remember before Iraq 2 seeing reserves, Jay, we just refer to it as Gulf War 2. Gulf War 2, because Gulf War 1 was an incomplete fucking job. It's like, hey, let's kick this guy's ass and then not push him and do our jobs. And then they fucking, eating chow at part of the base set up just for them. Yeah, if you don't know what Nasty Girls means, it means National Guard.
National Guard. And they eventually become good soldiers because that's all they lack compared to active duty is the excess training and actual form and function of being a soldier. because National Guard and Reserve are just basically they're stuck in stasis, and then when they go active, suddenly they're exposed to the real thing, and they're different when they come back, man, and almost always for the better, but nothing worse than getting some PTSD, and it sucks when you see it. So again, he's trying to get her to change her mind here, and the fact is, I do believe he is bought and paid for.
Oh, he is.
Because we see that later when the vehicle picks him up.
Oh, not only that, he turns around and he calls, as soon as this meeting's over, he goes into another office and he calls somebody on the phone to let her know that hey, the secretary's changing the budget.
Yeah.
We think it's Steve Horn. At least I do.
Oh, time for another flashback, is it? Yeah.
No, it's not a flashback.
No, he has a flashback.
Yeah, he has one. He has one. Yeah, but he is in this bar to play to.
It's a titty bar.
Drugs.
Just so you guys know, it is a titty bar.
He wants to buy drugs.
Yeah, he needs drugs. And at first, when I saw this, I thought, oh, it's because of the problems he's having.
No,
but no, it's not.
No. It's all the plan.
It's all part of the plan. So this little dish walks up to him, all sexy with him.
She calls him baby, which is so weird.
Baby. You were like women calling men baby. It's like, yeah, you see that all the time in titty bars. It really does happen.
Yeah, when she gets up to get the drugs, he has a flashback.
Yeah, Sesame Street. Hell yeah, Bill. Hell yeah.
Can we please go on? I want to get to the party. And what happens after that?
Yeah, so we've got now he is wanting to get him some drugs, and he tells her it's for brain issues. And she's like, sure, I'll check it. You're not a cop, right? You have to tell me. He goes, I don't think that's true. Cops lie all the time. No, there's no law that says they have to identify.
Methadone, that's what he's buying, right?
As I recall, it's methadone,
Yeah, it's methadone.
Which is a non-addictive narcotic that's used to get people off of heroin.
Mm.
And I told you I had to knock the shit out of a guy that he needed more methadone, or so he said. And they said, we can't give you any more. My partner, Ed, and I were walking out with him, very calm at first. And then he went nuts and slugged my partner, and I spun around and hit him in the throat. Throat punch Thursday. Punched him right in the throat, knocked him to the ground. Gets the stuff, and then he has his flashback, and he sees his bros for some reason in that same bar, calling him over. Come on, man. Come on.
No, it's a flashback to a time where they actually went to the.
Yeah. And when she comes back with the
we don't know if it's this
Gentleman's
titty
Club.
bar. We don't know if it's this bar or another one, but it's for some reason he's seeing it in here, seeing them. Now we're back at the motel, and plans are made.
Yeah.
And Ben's doing his part. Also, a bottle of booze there.
Yeah, he has everything prepared. The next perfect crime.
And vodka.
Yeah, you definitely don't want a first-tier operator pissed at you enough to want them to kill you without leaving a trace, because that's what'll happen.
Yep.
Now we're at the party.
And everything's going well, and he's schmoozing with this dude. And
well, actually, it's not going well.
Well, he's having a difficult time.
Yeah.
And
he's just not doing a very good job selling that company.
But he ends up closing a deal.
Yeah, kind of. But the guy walks out.
Yeah, he walks out, but at the same time, he closes a deal. The deal isn't for him. He bullies him
into it, yeah.
And when he walks away, this guy's being an asshole to him.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, way to fucking handle that situation. And he goes, why don't you just thank me? Because I just made you like $1 billion.
Yeah.
And then goes back into the party
and sends
and
everyone
tells
away.
everybody, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Party
Party's
is over. You're like, are you serious, dude? Yes. Get the fuck out of my house. Because the party was only there for one reason, to close this deal.
Exactly.
And he gets his little puppers.
You puppy. One of those little French bulldogs.
Yeah, my cousin has one of those. Paid like
very
$1,200 for it.
They're very fatty, as Craig Ferguson says.
At least this one has a nose. I hate the ones where they breed away
they're
the
too
noses.
pug?
They have
Yeah.
so many issues. Yeah.
Well, all your pug dogs with short snouts have problems with their nasal passage. They all have sleep apnea. And the shorter the face, the more risk to eye problems.
Yeah.
I told you we had a Pekingese, man. That thing would get overly excited and its left or right eye might pop out. You got to put it back in. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This one of my cousins, she has a snoring problem while she's just awake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor thing.
I was poking fun at Scott one day because I said you were snoring. He goes, I was awake. And I'm like, you snore when you're awake.
I was used to that. That was funny as heck. Okay.
Okay, so he jumps down.
He's all alone now, the guy, and goes to get ready for bed. The house is silent.
Dry brushing. This is weird. I've never seen anybody do this.
Jesus
no toothpaste
Christ.
or anything, just a brush.
Yeah. That's
he hears something, he comes out, and there's music's playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's, hello?
And the dog is having a bone.
He's doing a Walter Hamada moment here right before Zaslav killed him. The Diamond's little darling.
Yeah. And there's a
and there he is behind
and a
him.
glass beside it. Yeah, and he's behind him. Sneaks up on him and pulls a plastic bag over his head, choking him until he passes out.
Yep. Sorry about the bag, but I didn't want to use chloroform.
Yeah, he told him that sucked for both of us. So
yeah, he suffocates him till he passes out and then takes the bag off. And then he wakes up and he goes, hey, I'm awake now. What's going on here?
And gagged. And what happens next is so disgusting. It made me gag watching that.
Oh, yeah, this is so gross. He begins to throw up with the gag.
But he's gagged and it's just so disgusting because it's so well acted.
Yeah, and he throws up and then he takes the gag off him to clear his airway.
Yeah.
He reaches in and clears his airway. And there's the scars I was telling you about from the surgeries that Sean had to do what they could with correcting it. And of course, he's wanting to know, like,
he's screaming for help, and he just turns up the music and waits.
Yeah, turns up the music.
Back down. Are you done?
and the guards just do.
Yeah, the guards just hear music turn on and be loud, and then turn off again. So he knows now there's no point in screaming for help because he's got him by the balls, and he gets him talking.
Yeah, because this guy is not a soldier. This guy's just a businessman.
Yeah.
And he's not a good man. He's not a family man. He's just a fucking dude making money. And he's a bit of a stooge. And Pratt's character knows it. Reese knows this, you know. So he's working. He says, look, man, I know you didn't pull the trigger. I know you didn't do it, but you know who did. And you probably hired them to do it. But, you know, he's letting him know, I don't want to hurt you. And it's kind of, you see that in him. He really doesn't want to hurt him. But I don't think he cares about him or anything.
No,
he
doesn't. He just needs information. I
need information, but I don't see, you know, you're not a major part of this. And just give me what I need. And I'm going to kill you, but I'll kill you softly.
I think he feels sorry for him.
I think he does too.
Yeah, but he has to get rid of him.
You can't look at a guy like that and not have some kind of pity for him because you can tell he's been bullied his whole life.
Oh yeah.
And also Anya knew he was in trouble when Horn died because there's a connection. Horn knew him, so he's pretty sure that Horn, not Horn, yeah, Holder, that he had given away his name to Reese.
Yep.
So he kind of knew he had it coming, and now there he is. And I pointed this out to Gary when we watched that. I love the little detail of the red on his face from being choked with a plastic bag. That was really well done.
Now he's feeding him vodka right now.
Yeah, it's good to talk.
Russian water. Russian drink for water.
That's what it means, yeah.
And
he caves in and gives him the name that he's working for Steve Horn.
Well, he's not giving it yet because he threatens him again with putting a bag on him. And he's tearing up. This is it's a tough scene to watch because this guy is so emotional. He knows he's going to fucking die.
Yeah. He's scared. He also knows he's facing a soldier who has seen shit, and he tells him, I've seen people tolerate pain and stuff and shit, and they still didn't talk. They didn't give any.
You're not that guy.
You're not that guy.
Yeah.
Like, no, not.
Yeah, if this is where he hears about Project RD 4895.
Yeah.
And once again, I love that up to this point we went through this thing where we're just not sure about him, but once you find out for sure that this really happened, we are now completely 100% in his court. Even though this is difficult because he's going to do aggressive questioning, field interrogation is what he's doing. No rules. You get the information. You do what you have to get the information.
Yeah.
And aggressive interrogation. But he's doing it in a very passive way here because this is working. He's getting the information. Just give me the name I need. And he doesn't pretend in any way, shape, or form that he's going to survive this. He's not pretending with him. He's not lying to him. He's just letting him know, I'm not going to fucking brutalize you. If you just give me what I'm looking for.
Kind of comforting him. It's not going to hurt. So.
All right, I got to do backdoor video.
Fuck you, Jeebus.
Fuck you, Jeebus. All right, here we go.
Strong. I'm gonna go check the back door.
There we go. So we go through this whole process, and he injects him with the methadone in an overdose, and he tells him, he says, "You get out without suffering. You deserve to do what you did, but you're not going to suffer." And he lets him know that you're going to go out feeling good. So he put the vodka in him by him drinking, and then gave him the methadone and left the syringe and needle in his arm.
Yeah. Now, he not only gave up Steve Horn, he also gave up
Marcus Boykin,
the lawyer.
Yeah, the one who has hitman in Mexico.
Yeah, who hired the cartel guys, the Siroccos or whatever they call them.
Now I can't remember what's going on here with Wu's character.
She's putting together all the pieces with.
Yeah, she's working on Capstone Industries, finding out
stuff,
and he tells her about the project. Yeah, so he feeds her the information that he just got, so she can work with that. She's piecing it together, and
now
we see them where they're burning everything. Yeah, because they're burning that special suit.
And that's his dad's Remington.
Yeah,
that's a hunting rifle right there, 7.62.
So there are two paths now for them. One is to go after Steve Horn and get info to what they did to the military. The other one is go to Mexico and find Boykin, find Boykin, and then go to Mexico to find the killer that he hired there.
Yeah, and basically,
he said he wants to do the second thing. His priority is the kill of his family.
Basically, this is the moment where Arnold says,
"Now this is the plan. Get your ass to Moss."
Mexico.
Mexico, yeah.
And that's it for that episode.
conveniently, he has a a rich family friend in Mexico.
Yeah.
Which we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the funeral. What's his face? Marco something. Marco Polo and Antonio.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be able to get through the next episode.
Guys, we're actually doing 2 episodes. Wow.
We're gonna try.
Yeah, I was beginning to doubt, to be honest.
It's not loaded yet, so we're just gonna sit there and watch that wheel. Do you recall how the show starts before it loads?
I know it's the name of the episode is Detachment. That's what I recall. But not the first scene, I'm sorry.
All right, there. I got it to load. I just reloaded it. No audio. Skip through the intro. I love the intro visually. It's very,
I like
very dark and beautiful.
I also really like the music in that series.
And by the way, I really liked it when Anna was watching this with me. She goes, "This show really does get dark."
At the end of this episode, it gets really fucking dark.
I mean, that torture scene was dark as fuck.
Yeah.
But here we have him having a memory of him and Lucy
hunting.
Yep. And they're hunting deer. And there's a track scene where he points, he says, now tell me what we're hunting when she sees the track. And she has to identify what she's hunting by the kind of track that it is, down to the specifics.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that this is a male buck. How do you know that? The dew claw.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is a dad who taught, there's the track.
He's teaching her how to hunt.
Those are beautiful. Look at, those are the buttes. Those aren't California. Where the hell is that? It might be Shasta. That might be Shasta. I don't know. I haven't seen a photo of Shasta in a long time.
Good point, Dragon Bricks. I think he is hallucinating that she's with him.
Yeah.
And because we get this fade over when we see he's actually alone and preparing to sniper that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going after, I think, Boykin first, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because Boykin is the one who hired the hitman in Mexico.
And he wants his phone. He wants his phone. It's really what it is. I don't need to talk to Boykin. What I need is his phone. And so he's got one of those devices that, well, you'll see. So great memory of him and his daughter up there in the mountains. And then she says, "I love you." And he turns and she's not there anymore.
Yeah.
And I like haunted people because there's one thing that, like, I understand is haunted. Because, like, you never know it by looking at me, but I'm very fucking haunted by things.
All right.
And so,
I have a problem with this. What rich guy only has a twin bed?
I don't know. But yeah, that's Boykin.
That's a good question. I've never.
That's Boykin starting his day, and he's posting everything on social media. And this is how
I'm an outdoorsman. Look at him. He's got fucking antlers behind him there.
Reese knows where to wait for him.
Well, he has a routine. He goes, he's following him on freaking
Early bird gets. Yeah, he's following him online in his posts.
He's doing what he's telling his daughter. Find out where they sleep. Find out where they drink.
Yeah, because that's so important. What he says to his daughter.
Once you know that, you can track down.
Once you know that, you can find them anywhere. You know, you know their routine, the deer's routine, and this guy is his deer. You know, he's using hunting techniques.
And further proof he's a douche. He's driving a Porsche Cayenne.
What's wrong about that? My dad has one. He does. He's a collector.
Yeah. But...
Look, well, I mean, for somebody who baby,
let's not get into it.
Yeah, let's not get into it. So he's driving along, having a good morning.
It's fine for a family, but a single guy, it's a lot.
Well, he's showing off his money.
And of course, he nails him one shot
in the chest.
center mass right through the windshield, goes off the road, crashes. He wanders down to the vehicle upside down.
He waits. First he waits. Do I need a second shot? But then the car starts going off the road and he knows, yep, that's it. And he's still alive when he finds him.
And he's still alive. He's not quite dead.
So he's talking to him.
He's dead, but he's not quite dead yet. So he's down there and he's like, just takes his phone.
And talks to him like, what are you hiding on here? Encrypted phone.
And I don't think he's talking to him. He's really talking to himself. He's, what are you hiding on here?
It's so cool because the guy's still alive. He hears all that as he dies.
I think my favorite moment is when he shows what he did, that he copied his phone and he holds it up for him to see right before he dies. The instant he fucking dies, he goes, thanks. But he's like, thanking him. Thanks.
He uses his face to unlock it too. Shamelessly. Giving zero fucks
facial
that
check.
The guy's dying. Yeah.
Well, he pulls out a phone originally, and it's like a normal phone. He's like, "No, that's what it." He tosses it and grabs the one out of his.
Oh, that's right, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like,
"That's the one I want."
Yeah.
And now he starts to have another episode, and it's where everything goes blurry.
And he sees himself and his daughter.
Yeah, all Bill Barkley, all a cell phone is a tracking device.
It is.
Yeah,
it's a GPS tracking device. I used to track my daughter when she had her mobile phone. I always knew where she was. I wanted to know where she was because I was paranoid, and I was paranoid for a good damn reason. My kid had been kidnapped.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I knew where she was. And if somebody did something, I wanted to know where she was so I could go kill them and rescue her. And if I couldn't kill him, I have friends that would do it for me. Military friends.
I've got an app that shows where my family is at all times.
Yeah, I think it's a common thing for dads to do that. You want to know where people
I'm not
are?
a dad. I'm the uncle, but I'm on.
Well, you're just being creepy then, John.
No, they put me on their plan so they can check on me.
I'll teach you. There you go. That'll teach you. Put me on your plan.
If you ever start tracking me, please tell me that you do so. I want to know that.
You're not gonna be the good guy in this conversation. I'm just gonna keep fucking with you. Make you look weird.
Well, I know I don't even have to look and see when they pull up. It tells me that they've arrived at my house.
So here we are at the airport, and he meets with his friend. She's
his daughter's godmother.
Yeah,
yep.
She's the combat pilot that saved him.
Yeah,
that they saved.
They saved her. That she saved them.
They saved her. No, she went down, and they went after her. When
because it was like a Black Hawk Down situation.
Yeah.
Right.
And once again, I want to point out, during the Gulf War back in 2004, the first female combat pilot was killed, chopper pilot, and that's who she reminds me of, is that character, because she was hit in midair by a guided missile. It was over Fallujah. You guys remember that shit? Female combat chopper pilot shot down and killed, died on impact. Nobody got to save her.
Well, she got.
I tell people all the time, man. Women as warriors, I have no problem with it until it becomes a problem. And if it's a problem, then they need to not be in there. But pilots, snipers, women have proved time and time again to be quite efficient at killing people and doing, flying. I've known a few aviators and pilots, man, that were female. They're badass.
She is very cool, very badass.
And she's a badass character. And he's like, you don't need to do this. And she goes, no, I'm doing this.
No, he's telling her once we're down there in Mexico, you better go leave.
That's my goddaughter,
Yeah. She's not having it. She's like, bro, we're in this together. So.
And it doesn't hurt that she's nice to look at.
No, it doesn't.
But I like her Lear jet. That is a really pretty jet.
Yeah.
All black.
She has her own air company. So it's kind of everybody's rich in this. So
I always point out something that a lot of former Navy SEALs become very successful.
Yeah.
Once they leave the military, because they take what they learned in how to be effective, and because you're trained to be an effective thinker more than anything. When you're a tier 1 operator, you are an effective thinker. You know how to operate in any given situation and improvise and overcome. And that really works well in business. So she's flying him down to Mexico.
And
Martin.
he
Hey,
sent
Martin,
Ben,
I said Mexico. Did that make you happy?
I'm not getting
I don't
through
give
with
a
this.
fuck.
He sent Ben the encrypted data so he can find it. So he can work on that.
And of course, there's the drawing, and of course, on the back of it, the list. And he takes off Marcus Boykin, because I killed that motherfucker.
You see Steve Horn? He's the third name on the list, and he's still running around.
Here we go. This is, I actually like this character. My problem, this is the investigator that's going to be in charge of hunting him, because he is now becoming America's most wanted.
Yes.
Yeah, the fugitive task force leader.
Yeah. And then you meet, because the team, I'm good with the team. I like all these characters. But then you meet this character that was clearly written for the woke community. When she comes walking in, she is a piece of shit. She makes a joke, not in this episode, but in the next episode. She talks about how badass a soldier she was. And she goes, even Navy SEALs have heroes to look up to, referring to herself.
Yeah, she was a ranger.
Yeah. And it's like, whatever, bitch. I'm Army. I thought that was stupid as fuck to say. Mexico. Oh, I said Mexico earlier. Okay, so she is created solely for the woke-minded.
To check the boxes.
Yep, got to get that checkbox. She's a strong female. Now, there are females who are strong, and then there are strong females. She's a strong female, not a female who is strong.
No, that's the other one. That's the pilot.
The pilot is also the black chick here.
Yeah.
She's, they're all doing their fucking jobs. That's what you do. That's how you prove that you're hard, is doing your fucking job and doing it well, not talking shit. I hate people who talk shit in real life.
Who doesn't?
I've run into them, shit talkers, and I'm like, proof's in the pudding, motherfucker. Let's see how you do. So we have this scene where they're trying to nail down this task force.
They know now that he is behind the murders of the NCIS agent, because the building manager identified Reese, and they have the CCTV material when he killed the hitman who was behind him. Because
who's also
the car, so that they see his face.
Who's also former military, working for somebody. He's a contractor.
Yeah. They also see that there's someone else in the car with him, so they are getting on to Katie now. The journalist.
Yeah, so Katie's home, taking a phone call, and has a chair against the door to keep people from breaking in.
Someone's coming.
Someone's knocking on that door, trying to get in. Rattle, rattle, rattle. She's got the gun out. She's ready, even though she doesn't know how to hold a weapon correctly. That's okay. We'll forgive her. That's Constant Wu. She's just a journalist. She knows how a gun works. She just doesn't know how to operate. And it's her fucking brother, and she hides the gun.
Brother, wife, and kid.
You weren't supposed to be here. Oh, I was just taking it. I have stuff going. I'm having a heavy period, kind of thing. She's making up stories. What? Women don't have heavy periods?
No joking about shit like that.
Oh, I wasn't joking.
Yes, it's no joke, dude.
I'm not joking.
Good.
I'm just saying that's something that a woman would probably go, well,
yeah. No, she says she just came back from Syria and just needs to wind down a little before re-entering the world, basically.
No, that's a front door breach, Che.
She didn't.
Front door.
She didn't expect them to be there because they went on a spontaneous weekend trip or something. So
yeah.
It's an awkward situation, and her brother clearly picks up that something is not quite right here.
Well, yeah, it's awkward. But once again, this is important to make the joke. Liquor in the front, poker in the back. Just remember that. If you're going to make a breach joke, that's the joke to make. Breaching. So let's see. Where's another video? Let me get to another video. But yep, I missed it. I went past it. I'd like to have a better panel of playing these damn videos where they're in order to where, fuck it. Here you go.
Front door team and back door team.
So she's hiding the gun and being all like, oh, I didn't expect you out here. Goes back to her room like, oh my God. Because that's stressful.
She doesn't want them to be in trouble because she is.
She's putting everybody that's around her in danger, and she knows it.
Yeah.
And so here we are back at another meeting. Do we know what's going on here?
Yeah, they're talking about the sale of the...
the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Nobelum deal. And it's not quite going so well.
And do they don't know yet that Gunn's character is dead,
They
right?
They know. That's why they're having a meeting, because
that's
being
why.
found naked with a needle in his arm didn't quite
Looks
work
bad.
for the guy they want to sell to. So he's
Yeah.
kind of, I'm not sure what to buy this anymore.
There's the prick. There's the prick.
And he's like, yeah, I don't want to sell. Maybe I don't want to sell.
Maybe I don't want to sell, yeah.
It's this guy, me. Big difference. That guy's rich as fuck. So, but come at me, Gary. I can take you. Come on. What are you, chicken? Ow, my knee. Sports injury. But I actually told somebody one time, I said, you want to know the secret to beat me in a fight? The quickest and easiest way? And they're like, what? I said, keep your distance from me and wear me out.
Not just one, Bill. Not just one.
You've got 3 minutes with me. And then I just go, fuck it, you win.
Gary likes
Tag
women
me at
in
a
uniform,
distance.
Bill.
What I try to do is I try to get my hands on you. That's all I do. Once I get my hands on you, you are in fucking trouble because I know how to grapple. So, yeah, this is a meeting at Capstone Industries with this cocksucker. Remember that cocksucker? God, he just looks like such an asshole. That's why he's such a good actor.
Yeah.
By Courtney, man. This guy, what was that? What was that sci-fi movie he was in? That, well, one, he was great as Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
Terminator Genesis.
He was one of my favorite characters in that movie. That's why I was glad they brought him back only to kill him again. James Gunn, you prick. So, God, that guy's so fucking ugly. And I hate perfect beards like that, by the way. That looks really weird.
Ridiculous, yeah.
So, a lot of extras got paid that day in that scene.
Yep.
And they all walk out on him.
And now we cut, into the meeting. We cut back to him. And clearly, we're supposed to be over Mexico at this point. Looking at the time, she's giving him a, we're heading into the airport. Buckle up, bitch. And there's his dad's buddy.
Yeah.
That's Reese's dad's buddy that he served with. And look at that.
They drive to the
Marco
Range
Rover?
name.
Is that Range Rover? What is that? That is a beautiful vehicle right there. Is that a Range Rover?
I'm pretty sure it's a
Yep.
Range Rover. Looking
It's
at
a Range
the
Rover.
God, that's a gorgeous vehicle. Hey,
That's
is that where
$100,000.
you live, Martine? Is that your house?
Don't dox me. Don't dox me.
I think in Central America, Mexico, my favorite house used as a home in a movie was the one that they hit with a laser guided rocket in Clear and Present Danger. That was a nice hacienda. So this woman comes out to greet him.
That's Paula, Marco's wife.
Yeah, Marco's wife. And, I both like and dislike her. And I'll tell you later, explain later. Because I do agree what she says to him later is right. But how dare her for fucking saying it to him?
Yeah.
She has a right to feel that way. She has no right to fucking say that to him. Because they knew what they were getting into. And I'm not going to say it right now. So they're all greeting and going in.
And he's telling Reese that your dad came here when he was in trouble and he found his way. So he's hoping that he will too.
I need to check. Jai Courtney is.
Yeah, we're going to go over.
Yeah, he was in Terminator Genesis, which was not an overly terrible film. He was also Bruce Willis's son in A Good Day to Die Hard. Phrasing.
Yeah.
And he's also in the movie, and I like the movie. I think he was an asshole in it, a bad guy. Honest Thief with Liam Neeson.
I don't think I saw that one.
It's one of his recent action films. He said he was done with action films, but he keeps doing them.
Yep.
Because he's good at it, man. He's a likable actor, affable, and they're easy to do.
He's way too old to be doing it.
What I liked that he did that was not an action film was the movie he did with his son. His real son.
I forgot again. So there you have it.
Yeah, we're going to keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We're going to finish that.
Yep. So here we go. They're meeting. We're going to skip ahead here quickly. Like, hey, how you doing? Love you, man. I love you too. Love you too. And moving on. Meeting again here with the Secretary of Defense. And he's manipulating that situation with her. And then
he's like, oh, yeah, we got the votes and that sort of thing because he's a senator.
This guy looks like Joe Biden, if I've ever seen an actor look like him. He's a good actor, too, by the way. A lot of movies. One of my favorite roles he played, he plays the intelligence agent, the bad guy in the movie Josie and the Pussycats. I love that movie. And so we're having a scene where, what are we going to do?
This is where she tells them that she's pissed that that special interests are more valued than special operators. But they kind of all go behind her back.
Saying their prayers. That they all said their prayers.
He's very religious.
In real life, he is. Yeah. Well, he's religious, as he phrased it. He said, I'm not overly religious. I'm just religious. I have my beliefs. And he dislikes it when Hollywood tries to go at him about it, woke.
And he's having another episode then.
Yeah.
Because he remembers the last time he was here was his anniversary.
Because she's talking about his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They told her that she was sick and died, and she tells him she wanted to be at the funeral, but they wouldn't let her. And if she had known that his daughter was sick, she would have sent her a letter.
And he says, she would have loved that. It's a good scene.
Yeah. And there he sees the two girls going for the fireflies.
Yeah.
And then we see Cap's on project and any movement. And I believe others in the platoon had tumors still chasing. So now we're starting to realize what maybe is going on here. I started piecing it together that this might be something that was done to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why they were set up.
Well, as soon as they brought the drug in, that's when I figured it. Because, they wouldn't test it on just one soldier. They would do the whole unit.
And I've said before, because Animo was shocked by that. I said, oh, yeah, the Department of Defense experiments on military personnel all the time. The first human testing for the flu shot, U.S. military. I was in that group.
I know. We know. The moment Kahani was out of the picture, they both figured out that this is domestic. This was never about Kahani. Whatever is going on, this is domestic. And I like how her brother sees her sit there and comes out and says, okay, so how badly are you in trouble?
Yeah, how much trouble are you in?
No, that's just a story on my research up there. It's just another story, but he knows something's wrong.
Yep.
Dear brother.
Yeah. They're having this chat about what to do, and
this is when he wakes up and something's wrong, and he knows something's wrong.
With a migraine or a really bad headache.
And
he hasn't told anyone. Katie's the only one who knows about the tumor. Ben knows about the headaches, but he doesn't know that there's a tumor. They find out.
So after this episode, he comes out and there's Ben waiting for him. He just got there.
with information. Because we have a name now, another name for the list.
And now here's the scene with the brother.
Sister-in-law there. She wants to borrow the car to go get coffee.
Yeah.
And
the agents are
shows up.
waiting because they got her.
I gotta tell you, Constance was cute with the bangs. She pulls off the bangs.
Well, they don't really get any information out of her because she really doesn't know where he is.
I don't know. I can't tell you what I don't know.
There's not much that she can give them.
But they're just trying to be menacing to make her feel like she's cornered, and she doesn't feel cornered.
No, she's been in situations before, so she's a war journalist.
Yep. Pentagon City. I'm going to tell you right now, digital map. Penny.
Yeah.
You cannot shoot in this area in real life.
Definitely.
That's what it's supposed to be. But this is where we really know how deep he is they send a vehicle for him.
And Horn is in it. Let's talk. He's like, okay.
So they go down into the bowels of the Pentagon.
The bowels. Talk about a breach.
Yeah.
Wrong.
So there we go. So they had their little meeting, and what do we walk away with here?
He's basically telling him make sure that the plan doesn't happen, that the budget goes back to the way it was, because he's got so much, they got so much money riding on it because they got all those contracts.
Yeah, and then he leaves out another back door. Freezing. So now they're meeting up in the hills, making a plan.
And they have a name, Navajas.
This leads to the first action scene, really, since the first episode.
Not directly, but yeah.
There's something happens first.
So, yeah, Ben was able to trace back the payment of the killer to a guy called Navajas. And he's a bad guy. They all want to take him down because he's training sicarios. Basically troublemakers for the region, I guess. Some kind of Mexican mafia thing seems to be going on here. And he starts training them really young. So he's not just training men. He starts with kids too.
Yeah, he's kidnapping kids and holding them hostage and trying to turn them into...
She's wearing a Johnny Cash shirt.
Yeah.
She's so cool. And so they talk tactics because they know where he is, where he's training those guys. And the best approach would be to just snipe at a guy. Probably the easiest shot.
That's where he has another episode.
And he first says no. That's not how he's going to do it, because he has to be face to face with a guy when he kills him.
Yeah, because they
guy needs to know who's coming for him.
Opt out. Yep. And
first they want him to opt out, and then they want him to snipe at the guy.
Yeah.
You'll have an easy shot and blah blah blah. And he's not having it. Then he passes out.
And once again, hold on. He has an episode.
Yeah.
Starts to collapse, and that's when we see this scene. We cut immediately to this scene, which is where he meets with the doctor that tells him,
"Yeah,
we have surgeons here that can take care of this right now.
It'll take a couple of months, but you can have your life back." And he's interested in other options. He just wants something to keep the symptoms at bay, because we saw on the plane
he wants to finish what he's doing.
He has a tremor.
He knows that if he lets his trail go cold, he'll never get back on it again.
Yeah, and that's all he cares for. He has nothing more to lose. He doesn't care about the tumor or he's dying. He needs to finish this.
Yeah, he has a death wish. Just put it this way. He has a death wish, which is common with people in this situation, and that he doesn't mind if he dies doing what he's doing. And another meaning for terminalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he has what could end up being an inoperable tumor. So.
And the family they're all pissed with him because he didn't tell them. And Ben is the most understanding, because he's like, yeah, dude, that's your body, your shit, but I just have one question for you. Can you operate? Or do we need to leave you behind? He doesn't say that, but...
And this is more proof of what I'm saying, that what his wife's, Marco's wife's says to him later is so completely inappropriate.
Yeah.
Because every single person.
I think that's this very scene there.
Yeah, that's the scene when she says it. She comes back in and
they leave him and he starts preparing his stuff, I guess, and she was just waiting outside and comes back in. There she is.
And what she says here is just completely inappropriate.
Yeah.
Look, she has every right to feel this way. Everybody has a right to their feelings.
Yeah.
You don't have a right to fucking put your fucking feelings on other people.
She just told him earlier, "You're family to us."
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's
and then does this.
She finds out he didn't tell him about the tumor, and she goes all like, "Yeah, please don't ever come back here if you survive this."
Yeah. Once you handle your shit, don't come back.
Yeah.
And
she says that to his face, "If you survive this, don't bother coming back." So.
And I thought that's just a fucking shitty thing to say to another human being that you supposedly love.
In a situation like he is, there's the list, and he added Navajos.
And now we're at that compound.
Now we get action, finally.
Anima didn't like the sound effect here. I did. I liked it.
It was a bit over the top, that knife sound, but...
No.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was
Okay.
perfect.
Okay. If you say so, love.
A guy walks in to take a smoke, and Reese comes up behind him and cuts his fucking throat.
Yep.
And it's a messy sound, and it's a messy thing.
Quick, silent. Yeah.
And it's very, I tell people all the time, when you go to cut somebody's throat, you don't do it this way. You do it this way. Which is why so many people hear that report when they cut that person's throat was cut. It cut so deep that it nearly decapitated them. Well, that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
It's actually how you're trained to do it. So that's why, by the way, the kukri, the Burka sword, is curved the way it is.
Yeah.
So it's less work on your wrist. So you just take it and go straight across. And that blade is bent. The banana blade is bent, so it cuts into it. So he kills that dude and the operation begins. And what I like about the scene is it starts out as a mission to go get this guy, but it ends up being a hostage rescue situation. People taken hostage.
Yeah, that's what they agree on, because before he collapses, Ben and Ben, they are like, we can do this together, because he wants to go all in. He doesn't want to just shoot the guy from afar. He wants to go all in. So they tell the security team of Marco, we can do this, the two of us. We don't have to drag you in this. But Aaron, the boss of the security team, is like, no, dude, taking these guys out will benefit all of us. So we're doing this.
Yep.
And they're professionals. So they have all the equipment, and they have lookouts on the hills and are communicating. It's really cool. They're all up.
And I like this operation. This is a really good scene for how operators work, whether they're doing, sanctioned military operation or personal missions or not. They operate the same. And I almost want to play this because I want you to see when he goes down those stairs.
Oh, that one. That's short enough, I think.
And they use a line here that I like. He says, they're almost to the kill box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because they have a sniper.
Sicarius walking up to the kill box. 20 feet.
Yeah.
10 feet.
There's the sniper.
Okay, go.
In the God position overlook.
One of them.
And I like that they actually, Bill Paxton in the movie Navy SEALs plays God. That's his code name. He's the guy who sits up and watches from above.
Overwatch.
Yep. And so that's what he's doing. Starts taking them out quickly. Then they open up, and I really want to show this shot here. I got to mute it. Straight up reloads, mag dumps. And here it is. I want to go back 10 seconds because I'm going to play this. Goes down the stairs, and what happens here is like just an amazing instant. Nobody without trained guys would spot this, but anybody who's been trained spots what he does here, going down the stairs. Watch Chris Pratt's character right here.
90-degree turn.
Fucking, that was gorgeous, man. That was gorgeous. I've never seen anybody do that, an actor do that in a film.
About that.
And
it's great.
It's just I was just tickled by it. I'm like, oh my God.
Second time we see it in this show.
And
we see it in episode 1 too.
And like I said, they had SEAL operators on set constantly for all these scenes. So they begin the process of moving down the encampment, building, and close quarter battle tactics, CQB. I'm sure Chain knows what I'm talking about. DevGru is scary, hairy shit, man, because you've got to be, your situational awareness has to be at its peak doing this kind of combat, because you could be shot at from any fucking place, not just in your immediate circle. You could be shot from below in a lower area or up high. So you're just intense. And this is what they talk about with PTSD and some of the things that can cause it. One of those things is that intensity of awareness can lead to PTSD. Mike was talking about that the other day on our show, because you get in that state of heightened awareness, and it has an impact on you psychologically. It will cause you to break down if you're in it too long. So,
and if you're in it at too young age, because at 18 your brain isn't fully developed yet.
No, your brain doesn't fully finish developing between
even more damage.
22 and 25 is when your frontal lobe finally develops. That is the part of your brain that's used for organizational skills.
That's for females, though. When it's fully developed for males,
it's the same. 25? No, it's the same. It's anywhere between 22 and 25. Oh, okay. With my guys are idiots until they're 26, right? That's the rule. No, fuck no. I would die quickly. I would be that guy that somebody turns to you like, man, I like you, but if we go into combat, I'm going to shoot you in the foot to get you out of the way. Love you, man. If you put me in a position where I'm overlooked, I'm good to go, because I'm a hell of a shot. I won't miss, and I'm quick. I absolutely can line up on a target quickly.
I want to learn that.
Shooting my whole life, so I know. That's the only thing I'd be good for now. Also, if you said, hey, there's a guy that's going to come through that door, I need you to shoot him or stab him, I'd be good for that. But past that, I can't guarantee anything. I'm too old. So here's this fight going on.
Limits.
And there's this moment coming up I really like, where Ben gets hit.
Ben gets hit in the foot, yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Like, it's good. I'm good. It's a clean hit. Go on. Because Reese has spotted the guy that he wants navajas.
Yeah, it's when they're moving to that truck. That's the dude right there. That's the dude.
Yeah.
He wants. That's the guy he wants, because he has identified him. Yes, that's the guy I stabbed.
He sees the bandage on his wrist. We got to see.
Once again, to remind you, there he is. That's Ben on the ground.
Yeah.
Ben just got hit.
But he told him, yeah, you're good to go. Go get him. I'm fine. And then he goes after the guys who shot him. And that was fun.
Again, where he's got his forward hand placement on the weapon. Important. This is always about pulling the weapon into the shoulder and absolute weapon control. You have to be able to turn on a dime with a weapon. And the only way to do that is your forward grip is how you do that. And if he didn't have that pistol grip right there, he'd have his hand right here in this little well. Because you have to control that weapon.
And that's what they fucked up on Echo 3. One of the things they fucked up.
Echo 3 just
let's not talk about it. Made me so angry.
Navy SEALs not operating well in that one.
No. You jumped over the scene where Ben shoots the guys who got him, right? Mm-hmm. Because that was funny as hell. Ben goes after them.
He shoots him. And
he drops them, and then he says,
he shoots the guy that he knows. He's like, he knows that that's the dude that probably shot him. And he goes, fuck you. After he shoots him, he shoots him again. So cool. And he doesn't just shoot him once, he shoots him like twice. Fuck you.
Yeah, because he's angry. And now he gets.
Now, this is the difference between a killer and an operator. Pratt's character knows this guy's around the corner. He sees the blood on the door frame and immediately does the unexpected and comes around the outside and is right there He's looking at the doorway. And this is what they teach you in door kicking school is you don't always go through the door. You don't always go through the door.
Sometimes there's a back door.
And, don't fucking help.
Come on.
Monkey. No, so what you do is there's a lot called making a mouse hole. It's a wall breach. You'll take a shape charge and you'll put it against a wall where you want to go through. They have plates. What is that game called? Call of Duty. They have shape charge plates. We never had anything like that. We had shape charges, and we would ignite it with a plasma detonator. And so what he does here is he comes around the back door, and it's kind of cool. He shoots him, and
in the leg. He just wants
and it's really good because now the guy, I'm gonna fight you with a knife, motherfucker. I've got a gun, but
I've also got your
Reese
leg
wants
that
it
I
to be-
just shot, and I'm digging.
Reese wants to make it up close and personal, so he straddles him really quickly, digs his thumb into the wound, and has the game aimed down and tells him to drop it. Guy drops it, and but still
spits in his
has
face.
some fight in him. Takes a punch at him.
Yeah.
Hits Reese in the face, and Reese does one of my favorite things. Pistol in his hand, fucking punches him twice in the face with the barrel of the gun, straight into his face.
Yeah, but first
Like,
he calls him Navy man, and that's confirmation. He knows exactly.
That's the confirmation that who he believes he is.
And he knocks him out with a gun.
So he now drags him. He just walks past Ben and everybody. He goes, and I'm like, sorry guys, I'll be back. I gotta do some Christmas wrapping.
Yeah, and Ben is like not happy about what's going to happen.
Because he knows he's gonna kill him. He's gonna go kill him.
In a very,
Up close and
very
personal.
ugly way.
This is a brutal scene. This is dark. This is about as dark as this show gets.
Because we've seen him pack the weapon he's about to use on him.
Because he knows this guy took in killing his family.
Yes.
That he was one of the shooters. And he's the one he fought and put a knife into his arm in fighting. And so I almost want to show this where he... Yeah. I want to go back just a little bit. He's talking to him here, and he's like, fuck you, Navy. Go spit in your face.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay. Hey. And then he pulls out... Oh, yeah, we go back to the dead bird again, and it's reference to him. And he remembers his daughter. And the intensity of Chris Pratt in this is just, people say, can't act.
Yeah, fuck them. He's nailing
There it is. There it is. There's that fucking tomahawk. And I'm like, oh, fucking shit. What's he going to do? What is he going to do?
I thought that when we first see it, when he's in his garage packing the weapons and he looks at
that
and
little
puts
point
it
on
into-
there has a specific purpose.
Yikes.
And he just used it for that.
And he's digging across. He's doing what's done during Harakiri. With the
he's gutting him.
Tanta.
Yeah. Yep. He pulls out his gut.
He pulls his intestines out. That's not his colon. That's his small intestines that he pulls out.
Yeah.
And proceeds to fucking wrap it up with the tomahawk. He just, fuck, man. God.
It's so dark.
And he takes his guts and hangs it up above his head with the tomahawk and just sticks it into the beam. Then cuts his flexi cuff off of him and tells him to walk.
Yeah. Man, we were watching this last night and I was like, holy shit. And Gary grinning from one ear to the other. I told you it's dark.
This is
cool, though.
This is, you fucking killed my wife and kid. You're lucky this is the worst I'm doing to you.
Yeah.
And he turns to walk and then collapses and dies pretty quickly, bleeds out quickly. In reality, it would take 20 minutes for him to bleed out, but look, this is movies.
Being ripped open like that? 20 minutes, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take you a while to fucking die. They really toned it down in Black Hawk Down. When that guy got blown in half, he did not die quickly. He lasted almost a fucking hour before he died.
That was one of the hardest scenes.
Ridley Scott was like,
knowing that this happened.
I am not going to put the audience through that. And so they let him die quickly in the movie.
Man, they put the audience through enough with that movie.
Yeah, as long as it does damage to the heart and it doesn't...
if the heart will keep pumping, man.
Yeah.
And if the heart's pumping, your brain is still functioning. It's
as long as he didn't cut a major artery when he did that, it would take him a while to bleed out.
You hit the aorta, he's gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If he's completely, if he cut both aortas, that the femoral arteries.
Yeah.
If he cut the femoral arteries, which go bilaterally down the body, he'd bleed out quicker. He'd probably be dead in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because cutting and opening a major artery, it interrupts the brain going to the brain. I mean, the blood going to the brain. So, anyway, and the heart, absolutely. This is the funny thing about the heart. It doesn't give two shits about your brain. It's more focused on it surviving. So your heart's trying to feed itself, and that's why it takes so long for them to officially die, biologically die. So here we are at the end. We didn't go too far over. We get to see Wu talk to her brother, and he talks about what a shitty sister she was, and she says,
she's
kind of a dumb brother. She shits right back on me, laughs about it, because you had shitty choices in women. Because she used to joke that he ended up marrying a blonde woman, and he did. He married a blonde woman.
Yeah.
And
they have nice chemistry,
that's where he's laughing.
Two of them.
It's a good scene, and
but
she knows she's got to go. Yep, she's got to go. She's putting them in danger by being there. And the phone call, you remember? I can't remember.
That's when I think when she learns that Steve Horn has bought a controlling share of Nobelum Pharmaceuticals and shifting it to military 6 years ago. I think that's what she learns from that. And about the rumors that it's about to be acquired, Nobelum. And that's when she knows that she has to disappear. And she pretends to go make some more drinks and just packs her stuff and takes their car.
And just leaves. Yeah, I'm going to get something and then leave. Loki, go fuck yourself.
You know why he's being like that now, right?
Yeah.
Hey, don't mess up with Loki.
Hey, isn't that
dinner time?
That new statue from the Martin Luther King statue? Everybody should be offended by that statue.
Yeah.
That is not a good statue for Martin Luther King.
And of course, they have been waiting.
They're tracking her.
Yeah.
And now he's at the airport, going to leave now, saying goodbye to Ben. I think he's leaving Ben here, right? In this scene.
Ben has to stay behind.
Yeah. Deal with stuff. Any blowback whatsoever,
Yeah.
Yeah, and also his significant. His SO, I suppose that means significant other, is already a bit suspicious about his irregular work hours. So
he walks over to Marcos and gives Marcos his father's rifle.
He wants to give it to him, and he says, I can't take that. And he's like, how about you hold on to it until I come back? And that he can do.
Yep.
But Paula is giving him kind of a stink eye.
Yeah, fuck her.
Yeah.
Good kid, though.
The kid is cute.
I hope that marriage is doomed. No.
No.
And they get on the plane and they go. Oh, and now he's doing his package on this motherfucker.
Steve Horn.
Yep.
Because Boykin and Navajas are both gone from the list now.
Yeah, now he can go after the head of the snake.
The billionaire who has friends everywhere. Because that guy, Steve Horn, he pulled He pulled that stuff up in Syria, have them ambushed. He's behind that. He has friends in places.
Seriously, you need to get some Valium for cats.
Yeah.
So who is Arturo Moreno? He was somehow involved in the Terminal List. Arturo Moreno was 1980. Arturo is known for the Terminal List. And he died during the making of this.
Only 42.
He's a set costumer.
Yep, that's what he was, set costumer. So he passed away during the making of the show. So there you go. That's what that is. And that's the end of the episode. This show is really fucking good. And I am not surprised at all to find out that it was one of the most watched shows. I'm not surprised. You know, they spent, so much fucking money on that show that should not be named. And this show got the views. This one and Reacher.
Yeah.
And of course, I agree that Reacher's sequel should be called Reacher Around the World. I agree. I think that'll be funny. Maria with T and Telly dropped in. Peter Vickman fan site was here. 70s Rock fan, of course, my good friend. Pacific 414, Real Wade Nation was here. And Parrot Head dropped in. And Parrot Head introduced me to some other vets yesterday that are on Twitter. And it's Horny Alf is who he introduced me to. Guy's funny. I like him. And he introduced me to a bunch of other people and got me into the veteran group. So I'm not really talking to him. These are all also members of the memes
Legion of Memers.
Legions of Memers. And until I know people, I'm not going to really interact with them. I'm kind of funny like that. I'm just going to sort of sit there and kind of get to know everybody through the chat. Go back to that one by Che. Good question, Che. I wonder if he's going to become a sponsor.
511 is a sponsor of the show.
Oh, I meant not sponsor, but spokesperson. Because he absolutely has some cool looking fucking gear he wears in that from them. I'm not surprised, Dragon Bricks. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, they were like number one when it first aired, when it first got released. They were kicking ass. Reacher did the same thing. That show that should not be named tanked. Nobody fucking watched it. It's like almost like some people watched it out of ironic reasons just to see how bad it is. They weren't watching it because they wanted to watch it. And I said, if you're going to do that, don't watch it legal means. Because Amazon doesn't care. That's a watch. That's a view in their eyes. I don't want to support Amazon with stuff like that. In fact, when I go in there, you actually can now block stuff that you don't want to watch. I blocked all that stupid shit on my Amazon Prime account. Only good stuff. But I want to thank you all for being here today. We stayed 23 minutes after the show, a little longer, but I think it was worth it. We got through episode 4. I don't like talking to anyone. Well, I'm funny that I like to know who I'm talking to before I start showing who I am. Because I had some liberal weird stooge fucking follow me day before yesterday. Big lefty Joe Biden supporter. And then he had a friend that was following me too. I went and I didn't block them permanently. I blocked them so they could so they'd unfollow me. And then I unblocked them because I don't know these guys. I don't know if they're assholes. I just think it's weird when somebody who's a leftist starts following me. I'm like, this can't be for good reasons. I just assume that you're going to fucking try to build up some sort of thing against me. Fuck you. I'm not going to stop you from doing it, but I'm not going to help you do it by letting you follow me. So anyway, I want to thank all you guys for being here. Thanks, Anima. Thanks, John. And Martina Costa, thank you again for being here and being my brain. I appreciate it, buddy. This episode was brought to you by 5.11 Gear. I wish 511 Gear was our sponsor. Boy, that would be fucking awesome. I'd wear those.
Yeah, there's some stuff I want to get from them when I.
Well, they have a commando jacket I really like. Lots of places for knives and ammo.
They got some really nice ripstop cargo pants I want.
Yep. I love cargo pants. My ending statement about cargo pants in the Army, when we were in the field, my cargo pockets were full of Vienna sausages. I didn't eat them. I kept them because I knew guys weren't going to be getting enough, and I wanted to make sure as their medic that I always had extra food for my guys. I also would get the granola bars and pack them into my pockets. And nothing with chocolate. I learned that lesson quickly. If it has chocolate in it, don't carry it in your cargo bag.
No.
It's just fucking mess when you open it. It's like chocolate all over somebody's face. Thanks, Doc.
You only learned that in the military? I figured that out as a kid that you put chocolate in your pockets.
Well, you got to really look because you don't always notice that there's chocolate in it, but there'll be like a layer of chocolate, or sometimes they'll put chocolate morsels in it.
Mm.
You don't want any marshmallow or chocolate on those things when you put them in your pockets, man. But guess we're in the same boat. I missed my computer. What are you drinking again? I am drinking Fuel Up, who is the sponsor of our channel, Fuel Up. This shit's amazing. As I joke, this is my new cocaine. This is like drinking 4 cups. 1 cup of this is like drinking 4 cups of coffee. And I was really excited that Bill requested that all the hosts for our shows gets a discount for purchase.
Not just the host. We do too.
Well, you
just keep pushing, John. Go ahead.
No, he said the hosts and producers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still fucked either way.
And it's basically no, you're gonna get it. Oh, you can't have it? They won't send it to you?
Because I am not a host, not a producer, and I'm in fucking Mexico.
You're considered a producer.
You will get the code. Jesus Christ. When you say code, the word code, it just sounds like you're saying cold, but you have a cold.
What
So
good is
like
what good is the
I
code
got a
for a
code.
discount, Gary? What good is the code for a discount when shipping is so crazy?
Well, not for Mexico. Mexico has it cheap.
Okay.
I'm sure that they would have no trouble. Now, Croatia.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah, nobody's going to send it to you. You know, I'll just send it to you from my mind.
Would never arrive anyway.
Hey, does anybody know how to do this? Because this frustrates me that my camera does that. See this?
Yeah.
It changes the color to almost a greenish hue, and then I drop it down, it goes back to normal. Is there an app to stop the camera from doing that, or is that just something you got to deal with webcam?
That's just the way the camera works. It's trying to white balance.
And I don't like that. I want to turn that off, and so it stops doing that. But anyway,
your camera wants diversity.
Yeah, the camera wants diversity. It wants to be whiter and slightly greener. It is. My camera is woke as fuck. Wow. So yeah, there you go. End of the show. New outro is only 20 seconds long, guys. It breaks my heart because I like the long outro. I really do. But this is the new outro. And I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, Chris will see you.
And with that.
Yeah, and with that.